Close your eyes for a moment and let the weight of the day begin to dissolve. Outside your window, the world is quieting. The last lights of the evening are dimming one by one, like candles being gently blown out by an invisible hand. The streets are emptying, the voices are fading, and somewhere far away, beneath the gentle surface of the ocean, in a place made entirely of dreams and coral and the softest kind of wonder, a very special world is also growing still. Tonight, we are not here, not really. Tonight, we leave behind the hum of screens and the rush of hours. We leave behind the lists and the worries and the things we forgot to say. We fold them up like a letter we will read some other time, and we place them gently on the nightstand beside us. Because tonight, we are going somewhere else. We are going to Bikini Bottom. Not the loud, bright, adventure-filled Bikini Bottom of daytime. No. We are going to the Bikini Bottom that exists only in the hour between waking and sleeping. The one where the sand is soft and silver, and the water moves in long, slow pulses, like the breathing of something ancient and kind. The one where the coral glows faintly in colors that have no name in the waking world. Settle deeper into your pillow now. Let your shoulders fall. Let your hands rest open at your sides like small sleeping creatures. We are going to walk slowly through this world tonight. There is no hurry. There is nowhere we need to arrive. We are simply going to wander, the way you wander in the most peaceful kind of dream, through the quiet streets and the soft homes and the still, beautiful spaces of a town beneath the sea. And tonight, something rare has happened in Bikini Bottom. Something has drifted down from the surface world, carried by a current no one can quite explain. Something cold and white and impossibly soft. It has settled over the rooftops and the gardens and the coral gardens and the little stone paths between houses. It has covered everything in a hush so deep that even the sea itself seems to have grown quieter in response. Snow has come to Bikini Bottom. Now you might wonder how snow could fall beneath the ocean, and that is a very reasonable thing to wonder. But in the place between sleep and waking, such things are simply possible. They do not need to be explained. They only need to be felt. And what we feel as we look out over Bikini Bottom tonight is a world wrapped in the softest blanket imaginable, white and still and full of a silence that is not empty but warm. Let us begin. The first thing we notice as we drift gently down through the water toward the town is the light. It is different tonight. Usually the light in Bikini Bottom is that familiar underwater shimmer, that gentle blue-green glow that filters down from somewhere far above and dances slowly across every surface. But tonight, the snow has caught that light and held it, and now the whole town seems to be glowing from within, the way a lantern glows when you cup your hands around it. Soft, diffuse, warm despite the cold. The rooftops are white. That simple fact is worth dwelling on for a moment. The rooftops of Bikini Bottom, those familiar curved and angular shapes that we have seen so many times in the bright hours, are night completely transformed. The pineapple at the end of the lane, tall and textured and golden yellow in the day, is now wearing a cap of white that sits upon its spires like something out of a fairy tale. The snow has gathered in every crevice between the bumps and ridges of that great pineapple exterior, tracing every edge in pale white, making the familiar suddenly and beautifully strange. Next door, the rock that covers Patrick's home sits lower and rounder than usual, buried beneath a smooth dome of snow that makes it look like something a baker might have made, soft and rounded and perfectly still, not a footprint on it yet, not a single disturbance in that flawless white surface.
Across the path, Squidward's Easter Island head house, with its broad forehead and its perpetually stern expression, has been made somehow gentler by the snow. The deepest lines of that stone face are now softened with white. The ledges above the great carved eyes have gathered little shelves of snow, so that the whole enormous face now seems to be looking out at the world from beneath heavy, quiet, resting brows. Everything is still. We stand at the edge of the path and simply look. This is one of those moments that asks nothing of us except to be present. The snow makes no sound as it rests. The water makes only the faintest sound, a low, barely there murmur, like the voice of a very old and very patient thing, reminding you that you are held, that you are safe, that you can let go now. Let your breath slow down a little more. In and out, in and out. The snow on the path in front of us is unmarked. No one has walked here yet this morning. It is early, earlier than early, and the whole of Bikini Bottom seems to be asleep inside its snow-covered homes, dreaming whatever warm and gentle dreams the creatures of the sea are given in these quiet hours. We begin to walk.
Our feet make almost no sound on the snow, just the softest, most muffled compression, a tiny whisper with each step, and then silence again. The sound of walking on fresh snow is one of the most peaceful sounds in the world, and here, beneath the water, it is even more so, because the ocean absorbs the edges of it, until walking feels like moving through a dream within a dream. To our left, a cluster of coral rises from the sand. It is coral we have passed 100 times, perhaps, without truly seeing it. But tonight, the snow has come to rest on every reaching branch and every delicate tip, and now it looks like something from a museum, or a painting, or a memory of a place you loved as a child. The branches are dark against the white, and the white is luminous against the dark water beyond, and the whole arrangement is a study in the beauty of simple contrast. We stop and look at it for a moment, just a moment.
The snow on the uppermost tips of the coral is very fine, lighter than the snow lower down. It sits there the way frost sometimes sits on the edge of a winter leaf, as if it is barely touching, as if it might lift away at any moment and return to the current from which it came. But it does not lift. It rests. It stays. Everything tonight stays. We walk on.
In the next chapter, we will draw closer to the pineapple house at the end of the lane, and we will peek very gently and quietly through the window at the one who lives inside, and we will see what the snow looks like from the inside of a warm home, and what it feels like to be safe and still while the white world rests just beyond the glass. But for now, we simply walk. The snow whispers beneath us, the water holds us, the light is soft and silver and endlessly kind, and Bikini Bottom sleeps.
We are still walking. There is no hurry. There never was. The path curves gently to the left, the way paths in old beloved places always seem to know exactly how to curve, as if they were shaped by years of unhurried footsteps rather than any deliberate plan. The snow along the edges of the path has gathered in small, soft ridges, like the edges of a breathing chest, rising just slightly, then falling away into the flat, white stillness of the gardens on either side. We pass a small garden fence. It is made of shells, the way many things in Bikini Bottom are made of shells, each one pressed into the sand at a slight angle, leaning gently into its neighbor, connected by a thin line of dried seagrass that has now been dusted with white. The shells themselves are pale pink and cream and the faintest shade of amber, and against the snow they look like small sleeping faces, each one turned just slightly upward, as if listening for something only they can hear. We pause beside the fence. We run one finger along the top of it, very slowly, and the snow on the shells gives way beneath that touch with the softest, most yielding resistance. It is the resistance of something that was never truly solid to begin with, something that existed only to be gently disturbed and then smoothed back into stillness again. This is the texture of tonight, soft resistance, gentle yielding, the world giving way beneath the lightest possible touch. We breathe, in and out, in and out.
Ahead of us, the pineapple house grows larger as we approach. It is impossible to look at this house and not feel something warm begin to settle in the chest. It is the house of someone who loves his life completely, in the most uncomplicated and sincere way imaginable. Every corner of that pineapple, every bump and ridge and leaf, holds within it some echo of the laughing, earnest, endlessly enthusiastic spirit of the one who lives inside. But tonight, the pineapple is quiet. Tonight, the pineapple is sleeping. The leaves that reach upward from the crown of the great fruit are each carrying their own small weight of snow. They curl and arch in their familiar way, but gently, gracefully,
the snow having made them somehow more formal, more careful, as if even the leaves understand that tonight is a night for stillness, a night for rest. The windows of the pineapple house glow. This is the first thing we notice as we draw close. From every other house on this stretch of path, there is only darkness in the windows, the deep, settled darkness of a household asleep. But from the pineapple house, even at this early, unreasonable hour, there is a faint amber warmth behind the glass. Not the bright, energetic light of full wakefulness, something softer than that. The kind of light that a single small lamp makes when left on in a corner of a room where someone has fallen half asleep in a chair with a book open in their lap. We approach the window very quietly.
Our steps are careful now, not because we are afraid of disturbing anyone. We could not disturb this peace if we tried, but because some moments call for that kind of care. Some moments ask to be entered slowly, the way you enter a room where something delicate and precious is being kept. We come to the window and we look in. The room inside is exactly as you might imagine it, and yet tonight it is also somehow more itself than usual. There is the little couch with its coral-colored cushions, rounded and soft from years of being sat upon by someone who always sat with great enthusiasm and great comfort. There is the small table with its little collection of objects, a shell here, a book there, a jar of something that catches the lamplight and turns it to honey. There are the walls, curved the way the inside of a pineapple is curved, not perfectly straight, not perfectly smooth, but rippled gently in a way that makes the room feel like the inside of something living and warm. And there, on the couch, is a small figure, SpongeBob. He is asleep. He is very, very asleep.
He is the kind of asleep that only happens when the body has decided with great conviction that sleep is exactly the right thing, the only thing, the best possible thing. He is curled slightly, the way you curl when you are genuinely cold and genuinely comfortable at the same time, knees drawn up just a little, hands tucked beneath one cheek, the other cheek pressing into the cushion of the couch with a softness that speaks of complete and total surrender to rest. His face is still. That is perhaps the most remarkable thing. This face, which in the waking hours moves constantly, which shifts and brightens and stretches and crinkles with every passing feeling, is tonight completely, beautifully still. The eyes are closed with that particular depth of closure that belongs only to deep sleep. The small, familiar smile has softened into something that is not quite a smile, and not quite not a smile, but something in between, something private, something that belongs entirely to whatever dream is unfolding behind those closed eyes. On his lap is a book. It is lying open, pages down, the way a book lies when someone has fallen asleep while reading it, and their hands have slowly released their grip rather than letting the book close properly. The spine of the book arches gently upward. The pages breathe slightly in the warm current that moves through the room. We look at that book for a long moment. We do not need to know what it says. The fact of it, the open pages, the evident intention to read,
that gave way to the greater intention of sleep is enough. It tells us everything about this evening, about how SpongeBob came to be on his couch with his lamp burning and his town covered in snow. He had plans tonight, small, quiet, indoor plans, a book and a lamp and the couch and the feeling of cold outside and warm inside. And the plans were kept in their own way, in the best possible way, because somewhere between the first page and some later page, sleep arrived, the way sleep arrives for us on the very best nights, not as an interruption, but as a completion. We let out a slow, quiet breath. The lamp on the table flickers once, very gently, not a troubling flicker, a settling flicker, the kind that says the flame is comfortable, that it has found its rhythm for the night and intends to keep it until morning. The light it casts on the curved walls of the room moves in a long, slow pulse, expanding slightly, then retreating, expanding, retreating. The light breathes. The light rests. The light keeps watch. Outside the window, a small amount of snow drifts past. Not falling exactly, drifting, moving sideways through the water with a laziness that is almost deliberate, as if each flake is taking the longest possible route to its resting place. We watch a single flake settle against the outside of the window glass. We watch it press itself flat against the cold surface and stay there, perfectly still, perfectly white, a tiny six-pointed architecture of frozen water, each arm reaching outward with absolute symmetry, each tip precise and sharp and impossibly delicate. We look at it for a long time. We think about how something so small and so brief can also be so complete. And then we breathe again, in and out. The snow rests against the glass. The lamp breathes in the room beyond. SpongeBob sleeps on his couch with his open book, and outside his beautiful pineapple home, Bikini Bottom lies in the deepest, most perfect snow it has ever known, and everything is soft, and everything is still, and everything is exactly as it should be. We stay at this window for another moment, not because we need to, but because leaving feels like something to do slowly. This kind of warmth, even when viewed from outside through cold glass, is something to move away from gradually, by degrees, the way you ease yourself out of a very warm bath, pausing at each stage to feel the change before fully committing to it. We turn eventually. We face the snowy path again.
Somewhere down the lane, beneath that smooth white dome of snow, beneath that enormous sleeping rock, another friend is dreaming his own deep and comfortable dreams. And in a little while, we will make our way there, and we will listen to the sound of snow resting on stone, and we will feel the particular quality of stillness that belongs to Patrick's corner of the world. But not yet, for now we simply stand in the path between the houses, and we tilt our face upward very slowly, and we look at the great column of water rising above us, and we see the snow still drifting down through it, white and slow
and endlessly patient, coming from somewhere so far above that the surface of the ocean is invisible, coming from a world we have left behind for tonight, coming to rest on everything in Bikini Bottom with equal and impartial gentleness. The snow does not choose where to land. It rests on the beautiful and the plain alike, on the grand pineapple and the simple rock, on the coral gardens and the empty paths, on the rooftops and the window ledges and the small shell fences and the very tips of the smallest, most overlooked blades of seagrass. It rests on everything, and everything is grateful.
In the next chapter, we will walk to the great round rock at the far end of the lane, and we will sit beside it in the snow, and we will listen to the deep and peaceful silence that surrounds it, and we will think about what it means to sleep without a single thought in your head, the way only certain very lucky creatures in this world ever truly learn to do. For now, breathe. Let the snow settle. Let the light breathe in the window behind you. Let Bikini Bottom hold you in its cold and gentle arms. We walk slowly toward the rock. There is something about walking through snow that changes the way time moves. It slows it, not in an uncomfortable way, not in the way time slows when you are waiting for something, but in the way time slows when you are completely present, when each step is its own small event, complete in itself, requiring nothing before it and nothing after it, just the soft compression of snow beneath your feet, the brief whisper of it, and then the silence that follows. Step, silence, step, silence. We walk like this all the way down the lane. The houses on either side of us are dark and still. Each one is different, the way houses in a real neighborhood are different, shaped by the particular needs and personalities of whoever lives inside. There is one that is built from a large conch shell, its spiral exterior catching the snow in long winding lines that follow the curve of the shell, all the way from the base to the very tip. There is one that is made from what appears to be a large glass bottle, its round sides fogged slightly from the warmth within, the snow on its roof catching the refracted light and turning it into something that almost glows. There is a smaller house, very simple, just 4 walls and a roof and a door, but the door is painted a particular shade of green that even under tonight's silver light manages to be cheerful, and the snow on its doorstep has been undisturbed for hours, perhaps longer. No one has come in or out. Everyone is sleeping. We pass each house slowly, giving each one its moment of our attention the way you give each item on a shelf in a beloved old shop your attention before moving on. Not because you intend to take anything, simply because looking carefully at ordinary things is one of the quietest and most satisfying pleasures available to us. The conch shell house, the bottle house, the small green-doored house. We pass them all, and now the rock is before us. It is larger than you remember, Or perhaps it only seems larger tonight because the snow has made it rounder, fuller, more present somehow. It sits in its usual place at the edge of the lane with the complete and absolute confidence of something that has been exactly where it is for a very long time and intends to remain there for a very long time more. The snow on its surface is deep and smooth, not a single ridge or bump of the rock visible beneath it, just one continuous, unbroken curve of white rising from the ground and falling back again. It looks like a sleeping animal, a very large, very still, very deeply sleeping animal. We stand before it and we simply look.
There is a quality to the silence around this particular rock that is different from the silence around the other houses. It is a denser silence, a more committed silence, as if the rock itself is participating in the quiet, adding its own ancient stillness to the stillness of the snow and the stillness of the sleeping town. Rocks are old. Even the youngest rock is older than almost anything else we encounter in our daily lives. And there is something about standing near something very old and very still that quiets the mind in a way that nothing younger quite manages. We breathe, in and out. We look at the place where the rock meets the snow-covered ground. The join is seamless. You cannot tell exactly where the rock ends and the snowy ground begins. They have become one continuous surface, one unbroken field of white. And the effect is of something that has always been this way, that was perhaps made this way, shaped in one piece from the same cold and patient material. Beneath this rock, Patrick is sleeping.
We know this with the kind of certainty that does not require verification. Patrick is always sleeping when the world is this quiet. Patrick has an extraordinary gift for sleep, a gift he practices with great dedication and remarkable consistency. He sleeps the way some people play music or tend gardens, with a wholehearted commitment that approaches artistry. He does not merely close his eyes and become unconscious. He enters sleep the way you enter a large and comfortable room, settling himself into it, spreading out within it, making himself at home in it in the most thoroughgoing way imaginable. Right now, somewhere beneath this dome of stone and snow, Patrick is experiencing sleep in its most complete and final form. We sit down in the snow beside the rock. We do this slowly, the way you lower yourself into a chair when you are very tired and very comfortable and have nowhere to be. The snow accepts our weight with a soft yielding, compressing beneath us without complaint, conforming itself to the shape of us, cold and dry and impossibly fine, each crystal a tiny separate thing, and yet together they hold us, together they support us, together they make a seat as adequate and as complete as any chair we have ever known. We sit. We rest our hands on our knees. We look out at the snowy lane before us.
From here, sitting low against the ground, the world looks different. The pineapple house at the far end of the lane seems taller from this angle, its leaves reaching higher into the dark water above. The shell fence we passed earlier is now at eye level, and we can see the way each shell leans just slightly into its neighbor,
the way they have been pressing against each other for so long that they have worn small, smooth places where they touch, the way old friends wear smooth the places where they lean against each other over years and years of leaning. The snow between us and the pineapple house is unmarked. Our footprints leading here are the only prints in the whole lane. We look at them, 2 lines of soft depressions in the white, each one a slightly different shape, each one already beginning to soften at the edges as the snow around it slowly breathes back into the space we displaced. In an hour, perhaps less, our footprints will be nearly invisible. In the morning, when the residents of this lane wake and open their doors to find their world transformed, they will find a surface as unbroken as the one we found when we arrived. Our passing will leave no mark. There is something deeply restful about that thought. We sit with it for a while.
The rock beside us is faintly cool against our shoulder where we lean against it. Not unpleasantly cool, the kind of cool that you seek out on a warm night when you press your cheek against a stone wall and feel the deep, stored patience of it against your skin. The rock has been holding its temperature for a very long time, and it shares that temperature with us now, without ceremony, without comment, simply as a fact of contact. We close our eyes for a moment. With our eyes closed, the world becomes entirely sound and sensation, the coolness of the rock at our shoulder, the give of the snow beneath us, the faint, almost inaudible movement of the water around us, that deep background murmur that is so constant in Bikini Bottom that its residents have long since stopped hearing it, the way people who live near rivers stop hearing the river, until the night comes when everything else is quiet enough that it returns to them, and they hear it again as if for the first time. We hear it now. It is the lowest possible sound, lower than a whisper, lower than a breath. It is the sound of water being water, of the ocean being the ocean, of the world continuing its slow and enormous work in the darkness all around us. We listen to it. We let it fill the space behind our closed eyes. We let it become the only thing. After a while, we open our eyes again. The lane is exactly as we left it. Nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. The snow is where the snow was. The light is where the light was. The pineapple glows at the far end, and the shell fence leans in its patient way, and the rock beside us holds its warmth and its silence and its sleeping inhabitant with equal and uncomplaining steadiness. Time passes differently here. It does not press forward the way it does in the waking world, insisting on itself, demanding that you account for each minute, that you produce something from it, that you justify its passage. Here, time simply moves. Or perhaps it does not move at all. Perhaps it simply is, present and whole and asking nothing. We sit beside the rock for a long time. We are in no hurry. There is a very small sound now coming from beneath the rock. It is so faint that we are not entirely sure at first that we are hearing it at all. It might be the sound of the water. It might be the sound of the snow settling infinitesimally further into itself. But as we sit very still and listen very carefully, we come to understand that what we are hearing is breathing. Deep, slow, completely untroubled breathing. Patrick's breathing.
Each breath is long and even and deeply committed, the breath of someone who has not had a single anxious thought in a very long time, who has settled every question they were ever asked in favor of comfort and rest and the particular happiness of not needing to be anywhere. In and out that breathing goes, in and out, and we find, sitting here in the snow beside his rock, that our own breathing begins to match it. In, out, in, out. The snow rests on the rock above him. The rock rests on the sand below him. The sand rests on the floor of the ocean, which rests at the bottom of the world, which turns slowly in the darkness of space. Everything is resting. Everything is held. We feel our own weight settle a little more firmly into the snow. Our shoulders drop. Our hands relax on our knees. The cool of the rock at our shoulder is not cold anymore, or we have become warm enough that the difference no longer matters. We are the temperature of this moment. We are exactly as cool and exactly as still as everything around us. The breathing beneath the rock continues. In, out, in, out. We stay until we have no sense of how long we have stayed, and then very slowly we stand. The snow holds the impression of us for a moment after we rise, a perfect record of our presence, a brief and gentle portrait in white. We look at it. We think about how the snow keeps these small records of presence without being asked, without even seeming to notice, just as a matter of its nature.
Then we turn toward the far end of the lane. There is another house there, one we have not yet visited tonight. One that sits a little apart from the others, with a particular angular dignity, its carved stone face looking out over the lane with an expression that is always stern, and yet tonight, blanketed in snow, seems to have softened just the smallest, most imperceptible amount. In the next chapter, we will walk toward that house, and we will find that even the most reserved of Bikini Bottom's residents has been touched by this snowy night in ways that are quiet and private and entirely their own. We will stand beneath the eaves of the Easter Island head and listen to the silence inside it, and we will think about what it means to rest when rest does not come easily. But first, we stand here a moment longer. We listen to the breathing beneath the rock. We let Bikini Bottom hold us in its snow-white arms. We breathe. We walk toward the Easter Island head. Our steps are slower now than when we began. Not from tiredness exactly, from something else. From the particular heaviness that comes with deep peace, the way your limbs grow warm and soft and pleasantly heavy when you have been still for a long time and the world around you has been kind. We walk the way water moves when there is nothing to disturb it, slowly, evenly, without urgency or direction beyond the simple fact of moving. The lane narrows slightly here. the way lanes in old, settled places always narrow as they reach their end, as if the path itself is becoming more intimate, more private, leaning in toward the final destination, the way a story leans in toward its quietest and most essential moment. The snow on either side of us is deeper here. There are no shell fences here, no garden borders, nothing to interrupt the long, unbroken field of white that stretches from the path's edge into the dark water on both sides. The snow here has settled into something perfectly level, perfectly undisturbed, a surface so smooth and so complete that it seems less like frozen water and more like a material that was always this way, that was made for exactly this purpose, to be still, to be soft, to be white, to ask nothing and offer everything. We look at it as we walk. We think about how rare it is to encounter something so completely at rest. And then we raise our eyes and we see the house.
The Easter Island head of Squidward's home rises before us with a gravity that is entirely its own. It is a serious house. It was always a serious house. It has the proportions of something built to last, built to endure, built by someone or something that understood weight and permanence in a way that lighter, more cheerful structures perhaps do not. The broad forehead, the deep-set carved eyes, the long, slightly downward curving lines of the mouth, all of it speaks of a certain dignity, a certain self-possession, a refusal to be anything other than exactly what it is. But tonight, the snow has done something remarkable to it. The snow has been gentle with this house in a way that feels deliberate, almost tender. It has gathered along the deep horizontal ledges above the carved eyes in long, even lines of white, like the most peaceful of brows, resting and untroubled. It has filled the carved lines of the face with soft white, smoothing the sharpest edges, rounding the most severe angles. And at the very top of the great head, where the flat crown meets the open water, a deep and even blanket of snow sits with such perfect stillness that it looks like a crown of another kind entirely, a crown made not of stone or gold, but of the quietest material the world possesses. The house looks peaceful tonight. It looks in the most unexpected and most moving way, like a face that has finally, after a long time of holding itself carefully, let go.
We stand before it and we look at it for a long time. The windows here are dark, completely dark, unlike the warm amber glow we left behind at the Pineapple House. Here there is no lamp left burning, no amber warmth behind the glass. The darkness in these windows is total and deep and undisturbed, and it tells us that whoever sleeps inside has committed to sleep in a way that leaves no light on, no small concession to the possibility of waking. The darkness here is the darkness of someone who has decided, for tonight, to rest completely. We find this unexpectedly moving. We stand in the snow before the dark windows, and we think about how rest sometimes requires a kind of courage, how for some of us, laying down the things we carry is not simple or automatic, how for some of us, the mind continues long after the body has asked to stop, replaying and rehearsing and reconsidering, keeping one small light burning even when the hour is late and the snow is deep and the whole world has gone quiet. And how, on the very best nights,
even that light finally goes out. Even the most restless mind eventually grows still. Even the longest held breath eventually releases. We breathe, in and out. The snow on the ground before the house is unmarked. Our footprints approach and then stop here, at the place where we stand, and beyond them there is nothing, just the white and the dark and the silence of a house that is, for tonight, completely at peace. We do not knock.
We do not need to go inside. Everything we need to understand about this house tonight, we can understand from here, from the outside, standing in the snow, looking up at the great stone face with its crown of white and its dark and resting eyes. We understand that inside, in whatever room Squidward sleeps, there is a stillness that has been earned, a quiet that arrived late but arrived completely, a rest that is real and deep and held by the same snowy world that holds all of Bikini Bottom tonight. We turn slowly. We turn until we are facing back down the lane, back the way we came. And from here, from this far end of the lane, we can see everything at once. We can see the rock, low and rounded in its deep coat of snow, barely distinguishable now from the snowy ground around it, except for the slight extra depth of white on its upper surface, the slight extra roundness of it, the way it holds itself apart from the flatness of the lane with a gentle insistence on its own particular shape. We can see the small houses in between, the conch shell house, the bottle house, the house with the green door, each one dark and still and carrying its own weight of snow with its own particular grace. And at the far end of the lane, at the end of the long perspective of the snowy path, we can see the pineapple. It glows. Even from here, even at this distance, the warm amber light in the pineapple window is visible. A single point of warmth in the whole long length of the snowy lane. It is very small from here, no larger than the flame of a single candle seen from across a large room. But it is steady. It does not flicker or waver or change. It simply burns, quietly and consistently, the way a good and faithful thing burns when it has been entrusted with the task of keeping the warmth. We look at that light for a long time. We think about SpongeBob on his couch, with his open book and his closed eyes and his private, undisturbed dream. We think about how that light has been burning all night without anyone tending it, how it asked for nothing and gave everything, how it will continue to burn until the morning comes and the world begins again, and the light of the day makes it invisible, though no less present. Some things continue even when we are not watching. Some warmths persist even in the deepest cold. This is one of those things, this light, in this window, in this snowy lane, in this town beneath the sea. It is a small thing, it is an ordinary thing, and it is one of the most beautiful things we have seen in a very long time. We breathe, in and out. The snow settles infinitesimally further into itself all around us, the way snow does over the long hours of a quiet night, compressing its own lightness into something slightly more permanent, slightly more committed to the ground beneath it. The ocean moves in its long, slow pulse around the whole of Bikini Bottom, holding the town the way cupped hands hold water, gently, firmly, without spilling. And now we begin to understand that our walk is ending. Not because we are tired of walking, not because there is nowhere left to go. Bikini Bottom extends far beyond this lane, and on another night we might wander toward the edge of town, toward the place where the sand flats begin and the coral gives way to open water, and stand there in the dark and look out at the vast and patient sea. On another night, we might find our way to the Krusty Krab, its doors locked and its neon sign dark, its kitchen cold and clean and waiting for morning, every surface wiped down and resting. On another night, we might sit beside the empty road and listen to the sound of nothing passing. But tonight, our walk has brought us here, to this end of this lane, to this view of the snowy path stretching before us, and we understand, the way you understand at the end of the very best walks, that we have arrived somewhere, not at a destination exactly, but at a feeling, a state, a quality of being that the walk was always leading us toward without our knowing. We have arrived at stillness, complete and final, and entirely without effort. We are as still as the snow on the rock. We are as still as the dark windows of the stone house behind us. We are as still as the lane itself, with its 2 lines of footprints that are already softening, already fading, already returning themselves to the undisturbed white from which they came. The light in the pineapple window burns at the far end of the lane. It burns and it burns and it burns. We watch it. We let our eyes grow soft and unfocused, the way eyes do when they are looking at something far away and peaceful, when they have given up the effort of sharpness and are simply receiving light rather than seeking it. The amber point at the end of the lane blurs slightly at its edges, softens, spreads just a little into the surrounding dark, the way a candle flame softens when your eyes are heavy and your breathing is slow, and the world around you has grown very quiet, very quiet, very still. The snow is everywhere. It is on the rooftops and the garden fences and the reaching arms of the coral. It is on the great carved face of the house behind us, and on the smooth dome of rock at the middle of the lane. It is on the spires of the pineapple, and on the window ledge behind which a small and earnest and entirely beloved figure sleeps with an open book on his lap, and a lamp keeping faithful watch beside him. The snow is on everything, and the snow is resting, and Bikini Bottom is resting.
And the ocean is resting around it, holding it, the way the night holds everything, the way sleep holds everything, the way the deepest and most patient kind of love holds everything, without grasping, without demanding, without any condition at all, just holding, just holding. We let out one long, slow, final breath. We watch it drift away from us into the water, dispersing slowly, becoming part of everything around us, neither here nor gone, but simply changed,
simply part of the larger quiet. The light burns in the pineapple window. The snow rests on the rock. The stone face looks out at the lane with its crown of white and its softened eyes and its long-held peace. And somewhere beneath the ocean, in a town that exists in the space between memory and dream, between the end of one breath and the beginning of another, the snow continues to fall, slowly, endlessly, perfectly. And we are here, and we are still, and we are home. Sleep now. Let Bikini Bottom keep watch tonight. Let the snow cover everything that needs to be covered. Let the light burn in the window that needs a light. Let the rock hold what needs to be held. Let the ocean move in its long, slow, breathing way around all of it, around all of us, holding us in the coldest and kindest and most patient arms in the world. Sleep. The snow is falling. The snow is always falling, and everything, everything, everything is at rest.